Hi, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel because it's the second video, but the first video that's like about something, which if you looked at the title, I'm sorry in advance, because there's been so many debates about these two shows over the past decade, and I'm here to squash it. That is not true at all. Anyways, hi, I'm Tay. I like to talk TV, and today I'm gonna be talking about none other than Teen Wolf and The Vampire Diaries. Now, those two shows had teenage girls across the world in a chokehold for a while, and they still do. They still do. If you bring it up on any sort of social media platform, there's gonna be some sort of uproar. I'm not here to squash that beef because I think Teen Wolf is better. I'm just here to compare and contrast the two on different topics. So we've got main characters, the dynamics of like the general, like, you know, our core 4, core 3, whatever, our treatment of female characters, our treatment of Black characters, overall comedy, romance, and then general like plot writing stuff. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't rewatched the entirety of Teen Wolf or the entirety of Vampire Diaries to prepare myself for this video. I'm just going based off of my memory, and normally it's pretty good. I'm not researching anything. Y'all are just gonna you're just gonna take it how it is, and and that's just what we're gonna do. So let's get into this. I hope the internet does not crucify me. Good God. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the main characters. So for Teen Wolf, we have Scott McCall, and for Vampire Diaries, we have Elena Gilbert. I'm going to start with Elena. I don't like her. I know she's one of those, you either love her or you hate her characters. I've never met anybody that's like in the middle ground where they don't really care about her either way. But I don't really like her. I perceived her as like very selfish, like self-centered, and that's fine if a character is like that, but the way the writers like made it seem like the way she was supposed to be was like selfless, cared a lot about her friends, and then she acted the exact opposite of that. I didn't like that at all. It was just like meh to see on screen. I don't know. She was constantly annoying, very just plain, you know, not much going on there. And Caroline even like says it in season 6 when she turns her humanity off, and like after her mom dies, and she's just like talking about how like she's made everything about her once again. It's like, that's what she does. She just makes a lot of things about her, and it's like the men you choose to have in your life right now are continuously hurting your friends and the people around you, and you still keep them in your life. Ma'am, let them go. I don't really like Elena. She wasn't very entertaining. I don't know. Like, I feel like as a main character, how are the side characters like one-upping you like that? Crazy, absolutely crazy. Having more depth than you like that? I like, she's just a meh kind of character. And I thought when she didn't get like killed off or whatever, but like her character just goes into like, I guess, deep sleep. I thought the show would get a little better after that. It didn't. But it didn't get worse because she left. The writing was just still bad. Like it wasn't the best of the best show. That's into a different topic. But like, yeah, I didn't really like Elena. I didn't really enjoy her on screen. I guess I loved her friends more than I loved her, for good reason. Bonnie and Caroline were there for each other more than Elena was there for the both of them. But anyways, now on to my best boy, Scott McCall. I love Scott. A lot of people hate him. I don't know why, but something about it will never sit right with me how much the internet really hates Scott McCall. Because he was selfless. He was quite literally ready to sacrifice himself for his friends, or even some stranger he met on the street. Like, he was very like kind-hearted, very sweet, and he was a mama's boy. Like, come on now, what more do you want? The only thing, boy could have listened to Styles a little bit more, because Styles was right about most villains, I think, but that's another thing. But like, he genuinely was just so sweet and kind, and just genuinely wanted to help other people, and it just beautiful to watch on screen, just to see. I don't know, even when he hit like, I don't know, like really low points, it's because like because he couldn't help somebody. Like, he wasn't like not strong enough, but like, I don't know, I loved seeing his character on screen. He was very funny. Like, I don't know, I really loved him. I don't understand why a lot of people on the internet hate him. If it has anything to do with season 5, don't care. Don't bring that up to me. It doesn't. There are certain seasons of shows that do not exist to me. Season 6 of Teen Wolf does not exist to me. Season 7 of Vampire Diaries does not exist to me. Like, it just, season 5, whatever was going on with Scott and Styles, I rebuke it. I rebuke it, because that Scott and Styles was not. Don't ask me what that was. Don't ask me to explain that. I refuse. That's not canon to me. Sorry, it's not canon. You can't convince me that was canon. That was garbage, absolute garbage. I went off topic, but I really did love seeing Scott. Just general. He was so good. Like, I'm trying to find the word, but I keep repeating the same words over and over again. But kind-hearted, just, I don't know, I loved him so bad. I still love him. He's one of my favorite characters. He's the main character, but like, I'm a main character lover. Like, most of the time I'm going to love a main character. And if I don't love the main character, I don't know how I'm gonna get through the show, to be very honest with you. But yeah, I really enjoyed Scott. I don't understand why a lot of you guys hate him, but that's my boy. From just a wonderful, wonderful lad to watch on screen. Yeah. All right, now on to the dynamics of the mains. So I'm talking about like our core 4 with Teen Wolf is Scott, Styles, Lydia, and Allison. And then with the Vampire Diaries, I guess it's more of a core. Like, if you want to talk about like mains, it's Stefan, Damon, and Elena. But that's really like a love triangle kind of thing going on. I'm not a love triangle kind of gal. They're annoying. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. No, I don't. They're just not my favorite thing to see on screen. Like, I don't care. I don't care. That's mainly so TV can have the team blank or team blank kind of thing. Boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. I don't care. Just no, not fun to see on screen. Individual relationship, that's more like ship stuff than it is like dynamics. But if we talk about Bonnie, Caroline, and Elena, boo! Why? I'm sorry. Caroline and Bonnie cared more about each other than Elena cared about the two of them. Like, I talked about that earlier, but like, she really wasn't putting in the effort that they were. Nobody was putting in the effort that Bonnie was. That, I will get into that later, but like, the dynamic, pretty much your basic average run-of-the-mill childhood friends kind of thing, you know? Not too much to go on. With Stefan, Damon, and Elena, once again, your run-of-the-mill love triangle kind of thing. It's there, not much to, I mean, you have like the sibling rivalry going on with like Stefan and Damon, but they like fight, but they love each other, like, you know, whatever. And then Elena's kind of just in the middle. It's like, she really is the look at me, this isn't you. That was her for a good almost 6 seasons straight. It was kind of funny, but like, I don't know, the dynamics, it's all right. Like, not like god tier or whatever, palatable. But with Teen Wolf, we have Scott Styles and Allison. No love quadrangle square? No love square going on. Just, I don't know. But it was also like Scott and Allison were like dating and whatever. So there's that. And then Lydia's in the mix because like Styles likes her, but like she was also very smart and stuff like that. I don't know. It was, their dynamic was funny. I'm thinking about like the opening of season 2 where I'm pretty sure like Scott gets caught in a trap and he's like dangling. It's just Styles and Allison. But Styles and Allison didn't have like that much interaction as Scott and Allison, obviously. But like later seasons, it becomes Scott, Styles, and Lydia as our core 3. I mean, obviously you have like Malia and Kira, but like, you know what I mean? And I really did enjoy their, I love Allison, don't get me wrong, but I really enjoyed their dynamic post Allison. Like it felt like they were like closer, and like you can see more of the individual friendships, especially with Scott and Lydia in the later seasons. And I really enjoyed that a lot. So I more enjoyed the dynamic later on in the seasons with the 3 of them than with them as like the 4 of them, if that makes sense. It was just fun. It was good. It was good for the girls. I liked it. I had a good time watching. I actually enjoyed season 4. Like that's a whole another area, but that was when we started like really seeing like the trio. I liked it a lot. Oops, I hit something, but yeah, I enjoyed seeing them on screen. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna get into our treatment of female characters. So I'm gonna start with Teen Wolf, and we got Lydia, Allison, Kira, and Malia. Those are the 4 I'm gonna talk about. I know there's more, but that's all my brain can handle currently. Okay, so let's start up with how Kira was done dirty, and in turn Arden Cho. Like her actress was done so. Jeff Davis, when I catch you, Kira, it was like she was used for her culture, which, as everybody can agree, season 3B was the best part of Teen Wolf, 10 out of 10. And what was being used, mainly Japanese culture, Kira's culture during that time. And we get into season 5 and she's finally getting to like realize her powers, and it's looking like it's gonna be a really good arc for her. And suddenly we don't see her. Suddenly her mom came back and not her. Like, are you... Never in my life have I been that mad. Like she was just done incredibly dirty, and she was such a sweet character, very loving, very, oh my god, you just want to hug her. She was great. It was great to watch her on screen, and great to watch her as the kitsune, and like just top tier fight scenes, honestly. She was just a very enjoyable character, very lovable, and to have her done dirty like that, yeah, Jeff Davis, we need to go in the ring. We need to go in the ring for that. You're sick. Why would you have... I'm mad because like it was starting to, like, the start of that arc for her looked so cool, and they were like, she's not gonna be season 6 though. For why? Why did you... Anyways, next we're gonna go for Allison. Now, I really loved Allison, and I really loved seeing her become the huntress that she was. That was, I ate it up. I'm not gonna even lie to you. But her death, you're telling me that... I'm sorry. That... her death hurt to watch, and just... I don't think she was treated that badly. Because she was... I don't know. She was showcased as this very strong character. And... well, we got into like her emotions like post like her mother's death, and her dealing with all of that, and her aunt and stuff. And I don't know, I really liked Allison's character. It was very good to see like multiple sides of her throughout the 3 seasons that we had her. Only 3. Once again, Jeff Davis, you will see me. The ring or a Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. Either way, we have to box. Because what? Why? Just like to put me in pain. Just like to put me in pain. Then we have Malia. Now, Malia's more like I liked her, okay? Like, she's not, like, not my favorite, not my least favorite, just, like, there. Very odd that we see her, like fully as a human for, like, the first time in a while, and then, like, kind of almost immediately, it's, like, her and Styles have sex. Odd. And then her whole, like, thing was her, kind of trying to be a human again after being a coyote for so long. Just the whole jaguar coyote, that in itself is a lot. We're not even gonna get into that, but it was all right. But her character was extremely dependent on style, on a man, on style specifically, which makes sense because he was kind of like the first, I don't know, not like a first human, I guess you could trust and whatever. But and then to just completely drop that and just push her with Scott later was just very, I don't know, just having her consistently needing to be attached to, like, a man was meh. I don't know, she felt like a very good character, like, on her own, but that's another different topic. But, like, the whole idea of Scott not being able to be single, that's another thing that coincided with what was going on with her. And yeah, but I don't think Malia was treated that well. And then we have Lydia. Now, don't kill me for this, but I didn't like Lydia that much. She was alright, fine character, but, like, wasn't my type of character. But they put that girl through the ringer. Just the whole beginning of season 5 with Eichenhaus. She's always discovering some sort of dead body, gets traumatized at the end of season 1 by Peter. Like, did she ever get to breathe? Did she ever get to sit down and take a breath? Like, sits down for 2 seconds. Her boyfriend died at the end of season 3. Seasons 1 and 2, she's dealing with Jackson. And then he dies, turns to her. Like, there was a lot of, she was going through a lot. Like, that girl never got to sit down and take a breath. That was absolutely insane to me. She was also used a lot for just finding dead bodies. Honestly, if it were me, I'd be a little pissed. Like, Styles, why are you waking me up out of my slumber to go look at a dead body? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? She was going through a lot. I don't think she was treated, like, that well. Like, yeah, the only character I think that was treated alright, like, female character, was Allison. Now, with the female characters in the Vampire Diaries, we got Elena, Caroline, and Bonnie. I'm not talking about the other ones. Personally, there's a lot. I'm not going into that. We're just going to talk about our main 3. Elena, main thing is she can't pass a Bechdel test and she's getting kidnapped 24/7. Like, she gets, like, 2 seconds a piece, and next thing you know, they need her blood for something. Like, dang. She got biology in 2 minutes, and you gotta... Crazy. Just crazy. For Caroline, I think a lot of it is just slut-shaming, which all she was trying to do was find the perfect man for her, and she did. Like, she went through, what? Damon, Matt, Tyler, Stefan... See, that's only 4. It's not even 6. Klaus, dang, 5. But even then, she was picking and choosing. She was finding the right fit. Good for her. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. What what Caroline did was put in the work. She put in the work. But other than that, she kind of, like, her mom dying, her dad trying to kill her. Like, there was a lot going on. She really didn't get a second apiece. With Bonnie, a lot of that was due to racism. A lot. I guess I can sort of, like, combine the treatment of, like, her characters, like, as a woman and then as a Black woman. But I think I'll touch more upon that with the treatment of Black characters, because there's a lot to go on with that, because she was horrifically mistreated, not only in the show, but by the fans. Y'all suck for that. Just terrible. But yeah, there's not much to talk about with, like, I feel like there's more to go on with, like, the female characters of Teen Wolf than the female characters of the Vampire Diaries, with, like, mistreatment wise, because I don't know, most of it is Bechdel test shit, like, you know what I mean? All right, now on to our treatment of Black characters. Since Vampire Diaries has the least, we're gonna start with them. There's really only two. Most other Black characters that were introduced in the show were related to Bonnie. The only two not being related to her were Marcel, I think his name was like Damien, and he didn't come until like season 8 or like late season 7 or whatever, and Satan. So we really see what we're working with here. Now, I'm pretty sure we all know Bonnie was treated terribly throughout the entire series. Argue with me, I don't care, had the most loss out of everyone in the entire series. In the beginning, loses her grandmother, then her mother gets turned into a vampire, her father's throat gets slit right in front of her eyes, and then she loses the love of her life at the end of the series. Coupled in with the fact that she dies every 2 or 3 seasons. That's normal. Like, are you... And she was also not a part of the Founders Ball, which was like, and this other like pageant thing, which were like really big like events within the series. Julie decided to make that a whites only event. Clearly, obviously. Just, she continuously sacrificed herself again and again for barely a thank you. Oh, over and over and over again. And she didn't reach the point where she just wanted to not help them anymore until season 8. And I refuse to believe that, mainly for the reason I know there's no Black writers on that show, because Black people have a little spidey sense that is essentially a GTFO. And she never had that. And you're telling me that didn't kick in until season 7, season 8? Like, no, I refuse to believe that. Especially with the Prison World season, where she sends Damon and her magic back around, like, I don't know, episode 6 or episode 5 of season 6. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that she would be fighting so hard to stay in that world after she's died multiple times already. And not only that, she literally got the worst love interest. Elena's little brother, who cheated on her with a ghost, her stepbrother, and then Enzo. And Kat Graham tended to have very, very good chemistry with a lot of her male co-stars. Like, nothing but racism. Like, you can't give me any other explanation other than the fact that it was simply racism. Like, you have your one Black character and you're treating her as the magical Negro every single time? No, absolutely. Like, and then Satan, the one villain that you have that's Black, Satan. The one other Black character is Satan. And you're telling me hell was created due to a Black man's anger? No, Julie, I see what you're doing. I see you. No, I get it. I see what you're doing. Obviously, just so frustrating. Like, the most powerful character. And then at the end of the series, risks her life yet again to save Mystic Falls. You're telling me, if it were me, by season 4, I would have been done. You would have not, especially in the prison world. Oh, but he's a serial killer. I don't care. I'm going home. This is the 3rd time I've died for y'all. Absolutely not. No, I refuse to believe. I'll be making my own headcanon for that, because my own AU for that, because there's no way. That doesn't, in what world does that actually make sense? That she would be fighting so hard to keep that man in the prison. He doesn't even actually have powers. They really could have brainstormed a way out that didn't involve her staying in the prison world up until past mid-season of season 6. Like, come on now. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. It never fails to piss me off, because what do you mean she's died? The fact she's died more than once and consistently. No. Julie Plec, you will see me. You will see me, and Caroline Dries. Yeah, no. Just absolutely disgusting. It's just, it boils my blood, because there's no reason that she was missing from seasons like that consistently. Like, no, they were just finding new ways to torture her for no reason. It weird and disgusting. Like, just ugh. All right, now on to Teen Wolf. We had more Black characters. We had Mason, Boyd, Deaton, his daughter, and then Brayden. 5. I'm probably missing somebody. No, I think that was all of them. With Mason, he doesn't come in until, I guess, no, I'll start with Boyd, because he's the first, like, Black character that's like, no, Deaton's the first one. Once again, he does fall into one of, like, the Black stereotypes. Not like the magical Negro though, but like the one that's like consistently like helping out, but like he's only there to guide them in some way, shape, or form. But his relationship with Scott was actually really like nice. It was like he was like a father to him, and I like that a lot. That was really important. And then I don't think he died. I don't remember him dying. He just disappeared into some sort of black hole. Don't know why he wasn't there. But then his actor was on The Walking Dead, so I'm gonna assume that was the reason. And then we had Boyd. He was there for, I want to say like a season and a half. Was part of like Derek's pack, and then was killed. And we got like a little bit of backstory on him, but not too much. And then by the time we were getting backstory on him, he died a couple episodes later. Unfortunate. Just odd. And then Deaton's daughter, who we see her in season 3 while she's like helping Styles deal with his like Nikitsune, whatever. Well, what was going on? Like in the beginning when he like couldn't sleep and he went to Ekin, she was fine. That was completely off topic. I just wanted to sprinkle that in there. Another one that was just there to help, like, you know, just like her dad. And then Mason was actually the one we saw the most, like, I guess, backstory, like an actual, like, character. And he doesn't come in until season 4, but he stays throughout, like, the rest of the season. I honestly really enjoyed Mason's character. Like, he was, like, the best friend, but he was, like, bubbly, and, like, he's a fun character. I really liked him. But then he's also the villain at the end of season, I think it was season 4 The Beast or season 5. One of those seasons, he was unknowingly the villain. That's a little suspicious, but I won't let it slide. Dang, you're one like black sort of like main-ish character is secretly the villain. Yeah, it's a little odd. But yeah, those were all the black characters in both. Combined, it was 7. I'm talking like black mains. Mains-ish. With Teen Wolf, it was mains-ish. With Vampire Diaries, it was just one who was consistently done dirty. Yeah. Now, I want to say each show had like solid villains, but that would be a lie. I think Vampire Diaries had solid villains for 3 of theirs. You know what? Hold on. I have a little document with all of them right there. The only villain that I think was pretty trash were the Travelers, mainly because I don't remember them, and you would have to pay me to rewatch that season. And then the Teen Wolf Nazis. Nazis? Really? Really? That's what you decided to bring? That was a whole thing, because the CW did that with like The Flash, where they were like, the villains are Nazis. Why are we doing that? Why are we bringing back Nazis? Let's not. All right. Teen Wolf has less villains because less seasons, so we're gonna start there. So with our first villain, we have Peter, the werewolf that bit Scott. He's kind of like a question mark for most of the season, because we really don't know what's going on. There's just this random wolf that's like, "Rrr," and they're like, "Ah," like that was literally, that was most of the first season. It was Scott ignoring his power, like not ignoring it, being like, "Nah, I don't want to deal with it. Pretty girl is into me. Why are we focusing on that?" We really don't even get the reveal until like the end of the season that Peter was the big bad. And I think Kate was also kind of the big bad-ish. Because, you know, she set the fire that killed Derek's entire family. They sprinkled that in. Yeah. Out of 10, I'm going to give Peter a 6. Only because he's funny. But he just keeps coming back up. It's like a little whack-a-mole situation. Like, he just pops back up. Doesn't die. So yeah, 6 out of 10, but only because he's funny. 5.5. I'll give him 5.5. And the next villain is, season 2 villain is Gerard, and that weird photography kid who I don't remember the name of, and I don't feel like looking up. Anyways, Gerard, I think Gerard was a really good villain. With the way he manipulated Allison and had the whole gang in shambles, and he was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Photography kid sucked. Like, it was just really random that he was killing people. He was like, they made me drown or whatever. They were bad people, but using a giant lizard to kill him, okay, you know what I mean? His motive wasn't, but Gerard did have a motive in a way, like kind of like protecting his family or whatever. But that man was just pure evil. He was doing what he needed to do to protect him most of the time, and having Allison be on his side, but it was crazy. Like that's a good season. That's one of my favorite Teen Wolf seasons, actually. The crazy thing is, Gerard literally drowns the photography kid to kill him. Pure evil. And then the third season, we have, I'll get to Nick. Calm yourself. Before that, we have the Alpha Pack. Oh, I didn't rate them. Photography kid, 2 out of 10. Boo, lame villain. Gerard, 9 out of 10. Just scared me personally. Very good at manipulating. 9 out of 10. All right, season 3, we have the Alpha Pack, 3 out of 10. Very. And that one lady always had her toes out. Ma'am, I don't need to see all that. Keep your shoes on. What do you need the grippers out for? Just disgusting to look at. Very, very often. And Deucalion. And then Jennifer. Derek, terrible taste in women. Absolutely terrible taste in women. Except for Brayden. Brayden, quite literally, best girlfriend he had. Glad he got to end up with her. She, a baddie, completely. But she was also, she wasn't a part of the Alpha Pack, but she got like deformed, scarred or whatever, which turned her into whatever monster she was that I can't remember. What was her name? Her name was Jennifer, but she was some weird villain, nasty looking, sacrificing things. 3 out of 10, only because she killed that annoying chemistry teacher. So I applaud her for that. And then we have the Nogitsune. Immediate 10 out of 10. The best villain Teen Wolf has ever had. And Dylan deserved an Emmy for that. Completely deserved an an enemy, an Emmy for that entire performance. Just the way you see each of them like slowly begin to like lose themselves throughout the season after literally dying, and them all battling with different things, and Styles quite literally becomes then it gets like a completely like evil entity. Like he becomes possessed. Like that was insane. And I mean, everybody who's ever seen Teen Wolf can completely agree that that was the best season, like 3B. The only thing, actually, I'm gonna give the no, he didn't kill Allison. It was the Oni. The Oni were also cool as shit. Like it really is the most enjoyable season to like watch over and over again. Probably like, and then his name was creepy. Like his only motive was chaos. I don't know. I can't, and you can go back and see like, I don't know, sort of like moments where but on the bus with the present where they thought it was a bomb and he's like planting all those sort of things. Cool as shit. And then season 4, The Benefactor, 0 out of 10. Boo. Tomato. Like, who wrote that? Now, I enjoyed season 4 because Liam, that's my baby. That was a fun, okay season for me. But the villain, just garbage. And then it was Meredith, I think, was the benefactor. Boo. Just boo. And then, what was it? And then it was the Dread Doctors and Theo. I thought the Dread Doctors weren't that bad. They scared me, to be honest. I was shook to my core. Now, have I rewatched season 5 in a while? No. I refuse. I'll rewatch it eventually, but for what they did to Scott and Styles, yeah, no. Theo, he wasn't that bad of a villain, and I did enjoy his like redemption arc in season 6 from what I can remember of it. But his whole backstory was he was really just a mystery. Like, just like, oh yeah, we knew him in 4th grade after he may or may not have killed his sister. Odd plot point, but I'll let it slide. And then, yeah, no, that was like the general thing. And he was working with the Dread Doctors, and and then the Chimeras. Confusing, but would I watch it again? Yeah, probably. So I'm like, yeah, Dread Doctors, I'll give him a 6 out of 10 on the villain scale. Theo, 6.5, solely for redemption arc purposes. And then the Beast was also in it. 0 out of 10, because it was Mason. What do you mean Mason's the villain? The sweetest boy in the entire world? Bullshit. And then season 6 was The Wild Hunt and fucking Nazis. I don't know what 6, I don't remember 6B. I watched it live and everything, and I could not tell you a thing of what happened. But that's when they found out that that Liam was a werewolf specifically, and they were beating him up. No, crazy, absolutely insane. The humans became the villains in that one. Honestly, that was a very interesting arc. It tore my heart to shreds, but interesting arc. Nazis, 0 out of 10, and The Wild Hunt, 0 out of 10. The Nazis were not a good idea, but The Wild Hunt itself as a villain, that was a good idea. Execution, terrible. Just bad. Actually, if you gave me $1 million to rewatch that, I'd accept. But if you gave me $500,000 to rewatch that, I still accept. 1,000, I'm not watching it for $1,000. 2,000, maybe, but 1,000, never. No, just you'd have to kill me. Just a garbage season. Okay, so for Vampire Diaries, first season villain is Damon, and then at the tail end it like becomes Catherine, and the whole doppelganger thing comes into play. Yeah, that's the word. Damon as an antagonist, 5 out of 10. Why are you actively searching out teenage girls at your quite literal prehistoric age? Boo. Just odd. Very, very strange. I don't remember. Catherine was trying to take over Elena's life. It's kind of what she does. 8 out of 10 because she's sexy. That's it. I'm not giving any other explanation. I haven't rewatched season 1 as much as I have like other seasons, so like I don't fully remember, and I'm not putting myself through that again. Are you kidding me? And then season 2, Klaus is the big bad. He's introduced, and he's trying to like make hybrids and stuff. That's at like the tail end of season 2, I think. When he just needs Elena for making his hybrids, and it's literally him trying. I actually enjoy Klaus. Klaus is also the villain for like what, 3 seasons straight. Seasons 2, 3, and 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think 2, 3, and 4, because 4 is when the original started, and then they were like went off there. So season 2 is just Klaus, and then season 3 it's Klaus and his whole bloodline for that in another season. I don't know. I like the Michelsons. They're like fan favorite villains, I think, for good reason. They terrorized them well. They did their job. The Michelsons as a whole, I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10. But Klaus individually, 9 out of 10. There was never a moment of peace when he was there. He had Stefan wrapped around his finger. Like, it really wasn't looking good for the Mystic Falls gang for a while. And then they go, what is it? They go to New Orleans because Klaus knocked up some werewolf girl. And then we get, what's season 5 villain? Silas is very sexy. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie. And he was funny. I liked Silas. He was trying to get his long lost love, Amara. He literally had Stefan in, what is it? Like a locked box thingy. I'll figure it out. I don't know what it is right now, but it was like a safe. It was a safe. He put him in a safe for 3 months, and nobody, honestly, I don't know. I would have turned my humanity off right then and there. He got more strength than me, but another villain that just did what he needed to do. Simply tortured them well, and he got what he wanted. Sick for tricking Ketsia like that, though. Solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10 villain. I think he could be up there with one of my favorite villains because he was fun to watch on screen. Now season 6 villain is Kai Parker. Now, I don't know the general consensus on Kai because I like him, but a lot of people don't. That's none of my business, but he was so fun. I feel like if you're a villain, you have to be funny to some extent. If you're not giving me something to giggle at while you're like murking people, what are we here for? You know what I mean? Vampire Diaries did have funny villains. Like if there was gonna be a villain, they were gonna help with like some comedic aspect. And he just terrible, just a terrible person. Like that is an irredeemable villain. To like I don't have to elaborate. Like he's simply irredeemable. He doesn't care. He's irredeemable because he had no remorse. Until, you know, he merged with like Luke and he gained some remorse ish, and then he died again and lost. What a wild turn of events. I kind of do enjoy that he's irredeemable. That's fun about villains sometimes. But I don't know, with Vampire Diaries, if you like any of the villains, I feel like you can't get on somebody else for liking another one of them. They're all, for the most part, irredeemable, or just like very, very shitty people. But I don't know what the hell that is. Anyways, they're all like collectively like bad people. The whole point of being a villain. They're sexy too. The point of being a villain, sexy, funny, and murder. If you got that going, you should probably be good. Unless you're written terribly. I think Enzo's not a villain, but he's more of like an antagonist or whatever. Because he's like, oh, Stefan, I'm gonna ruin your life, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But I don't think that was like villain-ish. I think we got no humanity, Stefan. These are more like antagonists. Our main big bad of season 6 is Kai. 10 out of 10. My personal ranking. Sexy, funny, looks good in a tux. That's really can't go wrong. But he killed a pregnant lady. The baby survived. Come on. So did Damon. And I don't hear anybody else saying anything. Silence. Crickets. Cricket. In season 7, it's what was Lily's family? Heretics. The Heretics. I don't know. 2 out of 10. Just boring. The Travelers. They were also villains in season 5, right? Nah, I'm still stick with Silas because I don't remember anything about them. But season 7 were the Heretics. They were like taking over Mystic Falls or whatever. I don't know what was going on. I don't remember. I remember watching season 7 kind of took at least a good 2 weeks off my life. Like I could not recall. I could not recall it to you. I really can't. Like, it's 0 out of 10 as villains. Just kind of what were you there for, you know what I mean? And then season 8 were the sexy sirens. 8 out of 10, they were sexy. Did what they need to do. What is it? They took over Enzo and Damon and had them do their evil bidding. Good for them. Good for them. Sirens and then Satan. Punishing the Salvatores. Good for him. It's not like they don't deserve it. I'm not mad at it. 7 out of 10 only because he was terrorizing Bonnie for Enzo, and I don't rock with that. But yeah, those are all the 8 villains. Dang. It was, We started to lose momentum after season 6. I feel like you lose momentum at season 6 in any TV show, but to be honest with you, but like, yeah, that was the whole villain situation. All right, so overall comedy, I think Teen Wolf was funnier. They had those like, they have more of the like the awkward like teenage moments, you know, where you can just like, it's like you have like a little giggle and like you could relax. Vampire Diaries' only comedic outlet was Damon. And sometimes Stefan when he didn't have his humanity turned off. Or if he was feeling extra broody. And then I think that's why I rewatched season 6, because there's a lot more comedic outlet? Comedic relief, that's what it's called. Yeah, there was really, I think Damon was the only comedic relief character, like main character. And I didn't even like him, so I'm getting mad that he's making me laugh like this. But yeah. I mean, it's not a show you're gonna like look to laugh, I guess. Like it's not a comedy show, obviously, but I enjoy comedy and drama shows because you gotta let loose, gotta unclench a little. Yeah, there's a lot of murder going on, but like, you know, tell a joke or something. Let out a smile, let out a little giggle or something. Teen Wolf had Styles constantly like doing that, but also Also Scott, like Scott and Styles interactions, top tier. 10 out of 10 comedic duo, actually. And then the trio of Scott, Styles, and Liam, another 11 out of 10 thing. You know, when they kidnap him and tape him up and put him in the shower. Who would have thought that would be my lovely comedic trio? I don't know. They made me laugh a lot. I did say I was going to talk about plot and writing. The writing pretty much for Teen Wolf, writing declined after 3B, like very obviously. Season 4, but it's really hard to like go back after that, like after you hit your peak, you know. I mean, it's still the same characters, obviously, but like plot wise it was bad. The writing pretty much stayed the same, I think, throughout the seasons, but like really peaking during 3B. But the plot just terrible. Season 4. I don't think season 5 was that bad. I think that plot was actually really interesting with like Eikenhouse and all that stuff. Season 6, no. Absolutely. I think we can all come to a collective agreement that was a terrible season. Plot and writing wise. Like, just disgusting. Vampire Diaries, the plot never made sense. I pretty much think after like, I can't look you in your eye and tell you what happened in season 4. Oh, yes, I can. I've just lied to you. Like Elena becoming a vampire and then the being sired to Damon stuff. And that's how she fell in love with him, because she was literally sired to... There were so many plot holes. So many plot holes in that show. What do you mean you're building up that Stefan and Elena are soulmates? Like, they're literal soulmates. There's constant reincarnations of just them getting together because of Silas and Amara. Like, they're literally reincarnations of two lovers. But Damon's her soulmate. I don't even remember what they retconned that with, because what you know what I mean? Anytime Bonnie just randomly disappeared for like a couple episodes, odd. That was just like a random plot thing. Like, they were just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna have her. They live in Virginia. I was about to say Virginia. She's in like Vermont or something. Like, that was odd. I think their peak was with the originals and like the whole hybrid vampire werewolf thing. That was crazy. I enjoyed that thoroughly. And then I don't know, once you get down the line, it's just confusing. There was one plot point that I can't remember that really didn't make any sense at all. I think it was probably Alaric becoming human again after I think Joe brought him back to life while he was like in the border. No, it was season 8, Compulsion. When a vampire becomes human again, every compulsion they did comes like undone or whatever. Bullshit. That literally, because there were vampires that were turned human before, right? No, literally in season 6, Alaric turns into a human. So you would think Elena's memories come back that she erased of Damon, and they didn't. But in season 8, everybody Stefan ever compelled remember, like, just random like plot, like, just, yeah. They really peaked when they had season 3, like the originals and all that stuff. Probably like one of the best plot moments for them, I think. Plot moments? Writing moments? No, just plot. Like, general, like, best season. Villains wise, plot wise, good, because it just became like a hot mess so fast. It's like a little avalanche. You know what I mean? Wow. Okay, so on to romance. So I'm just gonna talk about the ships. This is the last topic. Um, I'll start with Teen Wolf. I'll start with the main ships. So the biggest ship in the whole show, fandom wise, was Stydia. I didn't like them. I didn't get the appeal. And normally I do love a good nerdy guy, popular girl couple. Like that's one that normally does it for me every time, but they fell very flat for me. Like it was meh. Only because I literally like watching that through the whole series. Lydia didn't show any interest in Styles until season 6. And her being the one to remember him over his best friend of 15 years. I refuse to believe that. That was just a plot point to get them together, and I didn't get it. They didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. And then there was the whole, like, she kissed him during, like, a panic attack, which wasn't good. Like, that's not what you want to be romanticizing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me just throwing that out there. And then season 5 where she's like, Styles saved me. No, the alpha werewolf that came into Icon House saved you. What Styles do with his bat? Quickly. No. I haven't seen that season in a while, but I remember watching that and just being like, no, it wasn't just him. He probably came up with a plan, of course, but like there were werewolves behind that helping you out. But all right, giving all the credit to the white man again. No, I see it. I understand. And then there's Scallison. I love Scallison personally. Love a good puppy love, first love kind of moment. They were very cute, very heartwarming kind of ship. I like them. And then Scott and Kira, I think I love them more than Scott and Allison. They had like an innocent, like kind of love. Like I loved how like dorky both of them were, but like together and like over each other. It was cute, very supportive couple. I like them a lot. And then Stelia, I liked them. They were cute for the moment. I thought the breakup was random. That and I don't really remember it. Like it was kind of like there. They were okay to watch on screen. Like, I liked it. And then Layden. I didn't like them. I don't know anybody that actually did like them because they really just dull, boring. Like I want to say that's the worst ship on that show. Obviously minus Steric. Oh, we'll get into Steric, I guess. Just boring, lame. And they said hating character development. Nah, that's Liam's girlfriend. That's her whole personality. Just that's the whole thing. So that was lame. And then Steric sucks. That's a terrible ship. Most people who ship that are either 15 or pushing 35, and that tells you all you need to know about that ship's demographic. Like Styles didn't turn 18 until like the beginning of season 6. So y'all were just casually shipping an adult with a minor, and that was cool with you? They weren't even enemies to lovers. Like I cannot comprehend actually like shipping them like that. What was odd? Freaks. Y'all are freaks for that. Why are you 30 shipping a teenager with a 24-year-old? Yeah, y'all need to be locked up. Are you crazy? Oh no. And then there was Liam and Theo. Liam and Theo shippers fight for their lives daily, and while I don't ship, I support y'all. That's a solid ship y'all got there. That's enemies to lovers. What Layden attempted to be, because they were supposed to be an enemies to lovers sort of thing. did not pan out like that, because it was rushed. Like, one day Hayden hates him, the next they're making out behind the bus. Yeah, just definitely they didn't do it for me at all. Layden, not Liam and Theo. Liam and Theo shippers, good luck to y'all. Just take the tiniest crumbs. But those are all like the main-ish ships in that show, in my personal opinion. I literally only like 2 of them. The Vampire Diaries, we had the big boys, Stelena and Delena. I am a Delena hater. I'm not sorry about it. I think they literally were toxic. Like, there's a scene where Damon is like, we're toxic or whatever. Like, yeah, they didn't. And their relationship starting out because she was sired to him. Yeah. And then she was taking drugs to forget him. Maybe it's just me, but I don't... Not a lot of good moments for them. Like, it felt like a lot of the relationship was just sex. What do you mean you were having sex for 3 months straight and you forgot your brother told, like... I know there were like fake Stefan text or whatever, but like, you should know your brother well enough to know that that's not all right. Just it felt like it was more sex than romance. The bad boy ex good girl ships, they don't really do it for me, honestly, but they just fell flat for, like, I don't think I'll ever understand the hype of Delena. But I did love Stelena very much, because they literally had the soulmates thing. I love a good soulmates trope. I don't know what to tell you. And a good, like, first love. Well, it wasn't Stefan's first love, but true love. I'll call it true love. You're gonna have to rip them from my cold dead hands. Are you kidding me? But they just felt very domestic and cute. I like them a lot. Like, they gave me the warm and fuzzies, and I enjoy that. What are there other? I'm trying to think of other main ships that I know of, because those were really like the big 2 other ships that... Oh, what is it? Claraline. That's what it was. While I was watching it, yeah, but now that I've finished, no, because it was another one that was just like a sex thing. You know what I mean? Like, they had intense sexual chemistry for sure, but romantic chemistry isn't really there. Like, what are they really doing? You know what I mean? I don't know. And then there's like millions of ships with like each character like individually, but I think those are like the big 3, because I'm really blanking. there's literally so many. Oh, I'll talk about the ones that were like canon. Stefan and Caroline. Boo, very bland and boring. I get it, Caroline, you were in love with him for a long time, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm so personally, we should have had her move on at that point. Like, they did nothing for me. Like, seeing them on screen, I was bored. I was so bored. Out of like all of the ships, they were the one that fell flat the most. Like, the absolute most boring. Like, you got the 2 characters with absolutely no romantic chemistry and put them together. I enjoyed them as best friends, actually. Like, that, their friendship was like nice to watch, but becoming romantic, nah, just boo. I think what other ship became canon? Most Caroline ships became canon because she dated what? I think majority of the male cast. I guess. I think those are like the big ones. There is Bayman. People do enjoy Bayman a lot. I won't fault y'all for that because the prison world moment that they had, that's a solid enemies to friends to lovers ship. I'll give y'all that, maybe. I'm trying to think of other. You see, if I was actively reading Vampire Diaries fanfiction, I would be able to spit a lot of ships out, but I can't. Those are all the ones I remember or like seen on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, that's all the romance in my personal opinions on them. Romance category, Vampire Diaries eats every time. Better romantic scenes. I won't lie. I won't do, but as for the ships, not better, not good. Just eh. I think ships on both of those sides were not, at least what the fandom decided to hype up. Yeah. But yeah, those are my opinions on the ships of both shows. I said that already. We're done. I'm done. That's my whole comparison. That was my whole spiel on both shows. I hope. I don't know what I hope. I don't know if I could convince you. If I convinced you one is better than the other. I just wanted to talk about them because I've been thinking about comparing these shows for literal years. But yeah. Those were my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know what I'm probably gonna be talking about more TV shows in the future because I do nothing but consume media. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. I might make it's either the next one is either gonna be about Glee, I'm so sorry, or Boy Meets World, because I've rewatched that sitcom more times than I can count. It's very embarrassing and sad. But yeah. And then I don't know what's next. I talk a lot. You'll probably see more of me. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me going on a long tangent about both of these shows that have unfortunately consumed my life. I'll see you later on the flip side or something. Bye.